This rivalry was never just about football. It was about meaning. About how millions of people across different countries, cultures, and generations projected their own beliefs onto two men chasing the same ball in very different ways. Lionel Messi versus Cristiano Ronaldo didn't simply divide fans, it forced them to define what greatness actually meant to them. Natural talent or relentless work? Loyalty or ambition? Silence or self-belief spoken out loud? Every touch, every goal, every celebration became evidence in a never-ending global debate that went far beyond the pitch. When Messi and Ronaldo rose at the same time, football accidentally created a mirror. Two careers running in parallel, climbing at the same speed, breaking records in real time. One was framed as the gifted prodigy, the boy who looked like football came to him naturally, almost effortlessly. The other was the self-made phenomenon, sculpted through obsession, discipline, and an unshakable belief that he was destined to be the best. Fans didn't just watch these players, they identified with them. Choosing Messi or Ronaldo often said more about the fan than the footballer. Every season felt like a new chapter in an ongoing saga. A hat trick from one demanded a response from the other. A Champions League night became a courtroom where social media acted as judge, jury, and executioner. Goals were slowed down, zoomed in, compared. Missed chances were replayed endlessly. Wins were celebrated like ideological victories. Losses were weaponized. The rivalry created a culture where football wasn't consumed passively anymore. It was argued, defended, and emotionally invested in. Messi's story appealed to those who believed in purity. A player who stayed close to home, loyal to one club for most of his career, speaking through his football rather than his words. His dribbling felt intimate, almost personal, as if the ball was an extension of his body. Fans saw authenticity in him. He represented the idea that genius doesn't need to shout. That greatness can be quiet, shy, and still devastating. Supporting Messi often meant supporting the idea that talent alone, nurtured correctly, could conquer the world. Ronaldo, on the other hand, represented transformation. He left home young, reinvented himself across leagues, cultures, and systems. His physique, mindset, and mentality were celebrated as proof that greatness could be built deliberately. He didn't hide his ambition, he broadcast it. He wanted to be the best and said it out loud. For many fans, Ronaldo embodied belief. The idea that if you work harder than everyone else, if you demand more from yourself, you can force the world to recognize you. Supporting Ronaldo meant believing that effort and confidence were just as valuable as natural gift. The media amplified everything. Ballon d'Or counts became ammunition. League titles were compared across countries as if context didn't exist. Team achievements were reduced to individual arguments. A World Cup win, or the lack of one, became the ultimate weapon. Yet what made this rivalry unique was that no single achievement ever ended the debate. Every time one side thought the argument was finished, the other side found a response. It was a rivalry without a final whistle. What truly made Messi versus Ronaldo different from any rivalry before was timing. Social media turned every moment into content. Clips spread instantly. Opinions formed in seconds. A goal in Spain could spark an argument in Pakistan, Argentina, Portugal, Nigeria, or Indonesia within minutes. Fans didn't wait for highlights shows anymore. They lived inside the rivalry 24/7. Football debates became part of daily online identity. Profile pictures, bios, usernames, even friendships, were shaped by this divide. Beyond trophies and numbers, the rivalry affected how football itself was discussed. It changed language. Fans stopped saying, "great player," and started saying, "GOAT." Comparisons became mandatory. Enjoyment sometimes took a back seat to debate. People didn't ask, "Did you enjoy the match?" but "Who scored?" or "Who was better?" The sport became a scoreboard for personal philosophies about life, success, and recognition. Psychologically, the rivalry revealed something deeper. People didn't just defend their favorite player, they defended their own worldview. Messi fans often valued humility, creativity, and loyalty. Ronaldo fans often valued ambition, resilience, and dominance. Criticizing one felt like criticizing the values of the other. That's why debates became so emotional. This wasn't about football IQ alone, it was personal. And yet, despite the noise, both players pushed each other to levels football may never see again. Without Ronaldo, Messi might not have been forced to evolve year after year. Without Messi, Ronaldo might not have chased perfection so obsessively. Their rivalry wasn't destructive to the sport, it was fuel. It raised standards. It made mediocrity unacceptable at the very top. Young players didn't just dream of being good, they dreamed of being legendary. As their careers moved into later chapters, something shifted. The arguments didn't disappear, but the tone softened for some. Perspective arrived. Fans began to realize they were witnessing something unrepeatable. Two players dominating the same era, pushing each other across nearly 2 decades, breaking records that once felt untouchable. The rivalry that once divided began, slowly, to unite people in nostalgia. This is why Messi versus Ronaldo was never just about who was better. It was about why people cared so deeply. Why millions woke up at odd hours to watch matches. Why friendships were tested over debates. Why a goal could make someone's entire week better or worse. It mattered because it gave people something to believe in, something to argue for, something to emotionally attach themselves to in a chaotic world. Messi versus Ronaldo, The War Beyond Goals, isn't a documentary about stats or trophies. It's about obsession. About how football became a reflection of identity. About how two men, unknowingly, carried the emotional weight of an entire generation of fans. This story lives beyond scorelines because it shaped how the sport was experienced, discussed, and remembered. This is not about choosing sides anymore. It's about understanding why we felt the need to. Why this rivalry became permanent, cultural, and emotional. Why, years from now, people won't just remember goals, they'll remember how it felt to be part of the greatest football argument the world has ever seen.